Hey, it's Korinn, 365 Days of Open Heart Living, day 102, Mental Real Estate. So, what I mean by mental real estate is just the things that you think about, where you spend your mental time. Real estate is like something that you own, it's property. The real estate that you have in your mind is the thoughts that you own. And there's different places to own real estate, right? You can have real estate in the mountains, you could have real estate on the ocean side. You could have real estate in a city, you could have real estate in the country. You could have real estate in several different countries with different cultures and different cuisines. And there's just so much variety in real estate that can be owned. And when it comes to the real estate of your mind, I think that is a valid way to look at it, that there are many different things that you can think about, that you can spend your time in your mind thinking about. That's your mental real estate. What do you spend your time thinking about? Like, where do you spend your time in life? Where's the real estate you spend your time in? So, to give like two gradients of um, mental real estate, like visualize one place that you go to mentally is a light, airy, cozy home that is conducive to personal growth and self expansion, where your thoughts build on top of each other and there is momentum in them. There's light in them, there's space in them. And that's a place that you can go to that your mind can propel you forward in life. And then another place, another mental real estate that you could go to is maybe a dingy, dreary dump station of recycled thoughts that keep playing over and over and over again, things that have happened in the past or issues that you deal with, or just it's got an energy about it that just keeps you down. It's a pattern of thought that just keeps you going in circles, not seeing the light or the space needed to move up and out of that literal dump station of mental energy. So if you visualize a literal dump station with just garbage and just baggage and things just accumulating and covering over that property of your mind, and just it's becoming contaminated with the garbage that is seeping and draining down into the space of your mind, then that's not a good place to be spending your time in your mental real estate and the things that keep you down and are like toxic garbage in your brain. But potentially a place that could be positive is a place that gives you space, airiness, light, and promotes your mind to expand beyond the things that that threaten to keep you stuck, those recycled thoughts that threaten to keep you stuck. It's a space for new thinking, for growth mindset. So those are just like two visuals to kind of, I don't know, just to get a sense of like what the heck am I even talking about, I guess, of that there's mental real estate that we all have, but where we spend the majority of our time, which property we spend it at, the positive property or the negative property, and the positive energy or the negative energy, and the energy that's going to encourage us to grow and to have goals and to have an initiative to make ourselves move, versus in the space that just keeps us rotating through the same thoughts, cycling through in the same emotions, and keeping us down from growing up into having a more positive mental scape, having a more positive mind to live in, right? Our mental real estate is where we live, and it's what we live through because the mind never leaves us alone, does it? Never. It's what we live through. It's also relates to how we are. It translates into how we are, because we either are in the mindset of negativity or in the mindset of positivity. Really interesting topic, right? Mental real estate. So, are you curious? How do you spend your time? Which mental real estates that you own as things that you think about and things that take up the space in your mind? What are they for you? Are there a few you can list right now? Yeah, probably off the top of your head, if you think about it. Do you think about work? Do you think about family? Do you think about health? Do you think about money? Do you think about goals? Do you think about past? Do you think about your things that you lack in? Do you think about the things you excel in? Where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your time mentally? It affects the quality of your living. So today I propose to you that we are just simply going to meditate in silence. I'm not going to talk at all today, but there is a goal here to just be an open observer to yourself. Because, normally in meditation, when we do meditation, the mind wanders. That's what the mind does. That is the kind of function of the mind, is it just pings kind of all over the place sometimes. If we don't ground it, with feeling the breath in the body, feeling the heart, then it's just all over the place. So we're going to let it go today. We're going to let it ping all over the place. And in our open awareness, we're going to be an observer of the places our mind takes us to, where we visit, what our mental real estate is, where we spend our thought time in. So get a piece of paper, because as you are just sitting in silence with your thoughts, which, this will be interesting, right? Just sitting in silence with your thoughts for 15 minutes. It'll be very insightful. But as you're sitting in silence, I want you to, from time to time, just note like, okay, like I'm thinking about this topic, or I'm thinking about this area of life, or I'm thinking about this aspect of life, this person, whatever your thoughts are that come up. If you notice, that you're thinking about something, write it down. Just write it down. Doesn't have to be everything you think about, but just like take the highlights, like take the things that come up that you're like, I do think about that, on a regular basis. And then this exercise will give you a baseline to then look at, where are you spending your time mentally? Do you feel like you're leaning towards that airy, light, cozy home that you just want to curl up and like live in? Or are you spending time in your dump station of recycled thoughts that keep you stuck and feeling more negative than positive? So I welcome you, after you've gotten your piece of paper, to sit with me now and close your eyes. As always, I want you to just take a few nice, deep, relaxing breaths in and out. It's just a good opening to being aware of yourself and connected to yourself in this moment. Connecting to the breath, quieting the body, and just letting yourself be natural, as your mind will wander as it does. Allow it to do so. Be an observation of it from time to time, instead of it just running you and what it's chit-chatting about. Allow yourself to see what it is your mind is thinking of. Write it down as you observe yourself spending your mental time. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Are you already getting a taste of insight from being an observer of the things that ping around in your mind? I hope that you are. But this is just one 15-minute snippet. What I encourage you to do is take the list with you into your day. And every time you become aware or notice that you are dwelling in a piece of mental real estate and thinking about something that you feel like is a highlight, something that, is a repetitive thing that you think about, I want you to write it down so that you, at the end of the day, have this list of things that you notice that you're thinking about, that you're spending a portion of your time in thought about. And really, I want to just comment that it's all kind of relative, right? It's not like our negative thoughts are, not important to have as well. We need to process through things. We need to be, self-aware and realistic. And we're not always bright, sunshiny beams of light. You can feel emotional. We can feel down, and that is okay. That's healthy. It's just when being in that space of negativity is disproportionate across the board and we are consumed, we are dwelling in that space of mental negativity to the to the bend that it is negatively impacting us. That is when we want to pay attention to it, when it's disproportionate. The thing that I interestingly noticed about myself in this little exercise that we are exploring ourselves in is that I kept coming back to thinking about the things I had to do. Like my mind was so busy with like, oh, I gotta do that, and I want to say this, and oh, that didn't get done, and the things I have to do. There again, that's not bad. That's not positive. It's kind of neutral because that is a normal thing. Like if we need to have a plan in life, we need to think about the things we have to do. At the same time, if that's where I spend the majority of my mental real estate is thinking about what I have to get done, what's not done, then it's disproportionate to the other things that are of importance. And a thought that came up for me too is in our house, we have this thing called a mom minute. Self-coined because, yeah, I'm aware I do this, where my kids will ask something of me and I'll be like, in a minute, and it'll be like 10, 20, 30 minutes later. And, I'm still not doing the thing or engaging in the thing that they asked me to do. And I'm doing X, Y, and Z, getting tidbits done throughout the house or finishing up on a project or whatever it is. But I call it a mom minute because it's not a real minute. It's me. It's how I function. I say, yep, I'll do that. And then there's going to be a span of time before I get it done. And I relate being watchful of my mind right now to that I kept coming back to the things I have to do, the things I have to get done. Because in those moments where my children ask for sometimes simple things, sometimes not, but in those moments, I don't directly engage with them in sometimes a reasonable amount of time because I continue to be distracted by the things I have to do, which then keeps me from doing for them. But the bigger thing that kind of struck me was that if I'm so busy in my mind thinking about all the things I have to do, and even in my body in real time, in the mom minutes of doing the things I have to do, instead of just being present with them, for them, in the moment. stopping what I feel like I have to do or get done and meeting them where they're asking me to meet them at. I am lacking in the mental real estate of being present in the moment when I am continually thinking about all the things I have to do and acting upon those thoughts of doing the things that I feel like are time urgent, instead of letting them be set down so I can just be present when things come up in the moment. Yeah, so continue your personal exploration. See what thoughts come up for you and gain your personal insight of like, how does that relate to how you function in your life? It's fascinating. We are fascinating. Also, just in case you're interested, I meant to say this at the beginning and it is not relative at all, but in case you're wondering like what this is on my nose, I just had some pre-cancer cells burnt off, froze off. They were frozen. Had some pre-cancer cells froze off 5 days ago, and this is the process that is happening. I fortunately am not holding on to that, having maybe potential pre-cancer cells that I need to get rid of as a part of my mental real estate. I'm not worried about my health. It was just something that happened, and now I'm in the healing, of it. It's not a concern for me. I've had it done one other time before. There are other things that I worry about related to my health. Fortunately, that's not one of them. But yeah, just in case you were curious, like, oh, what's going on with that girl's nose? That's it. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a student of yourself as you live your heart.